Hey everyone, Jeff Blank here for Tee to Green, and welcome to another edition of Forecapping, where I'll be breaking down the best bets for the RBC Heritage, taking place at Harbor Town Golf Links in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So the first major of the season has come and gone. Rory McIlroy going back-to-back at Augusta National at the Masters. He is not in the field this week, but world number one Scottie Scheffler is in the field, and this is an event that the players love. They love this golf course, Harbor Town Golf Links. It's a little bit of a tighter, more precision style golf course with different options off the tee. But we'll get into that in my model for the week. But I want to mention we are brought to you by Batavia Downs, and Batavia Downs is thrilled to bring back their Rockin' the Down concert series, which is their summer concert series kicking off in the June timeframe. But between then and June, there's plenty of events at Batavia Downs. If you head over to BataviaConcerts.com, you can get a listing of all the events upcoming, including Holton and Powell's Elements of the Universe, starting on Saturday, August 25th at 5:30 p.m. at the Park Place Event Center, and also the 2026 Kentucky Derby Gala, which is Saturday, May 2nd at 4:30 p.m. at the Batavia Downs Clubhouse and Rail Bar. So they obviously put on a great event for the Kentucky Derby. A lot of betting going on at Batavia Downs. So head over to BataviaConcerts.com, get your tickets for all these events and more, and look forward to the Rockin' the Downs concert series this June. All right, we're going to go into the RBC Heritage and my model for this week, which is created on BetSperts Golf. Great place to create models. If you're interested in this, head over to BetSpertsGolf.com. So 5 outright picks. We're going to have a long shot of the week, couple outsiders, kind of those mid-tier players, and then a couple contenders that we'll walk through as well. So we're going to start with a long shot of the week, and I have actually similar to last week, Daniel Berger at 90-1. So we're going to go to the model here quick. We'll run through some of the metrics that I've put in place for the model, and at 15% weighting, strokes gained total over the last 8 rounds. This is individuals that are, really playing well over the last couple events, and then I have a 10% weighting on strokes gained total over the last 20 rounds. So we're kind of looking at who's like really hot this instant, and then who over a longer period of time is playing well. And I'm kind of looking for getting better from 20 rounds to 8 rounds. So somebody who's really getting their game into form. And then as I scroll to the left, strokes gained approach over the last 8 rounds, 15% weighting, and then similar to strokes gained total, because again, strokes gained approach is the most important metric on the tour. So we have that over 8 rounds and 20 rounds, weighted at 15 and 10% respectively. And then I have a specific one, strokes gained total at Harbor Town Golf Links. I have that weighted at 30% over all rounds that the players may have played there. And a couple more minor but important, 5% on good drive percentage over the last 20 rounds. So keeping the ball in play, like I said, this is a precision golf course off the tee and into the greens. It's not a bomber's golf course. And then obviously strokes gained approach takes over from there. So getting off the tee in the right spots on this course is very important. It's difficult to hit the green. So strokes gained around the green last 20 rounds, also a 5% weighting. And then finally, strokes gained total, 10% weighting on short golf courses. So this is a course, again, you don't need to be a bomber to win here. This is over the last 3 years. So players like Brian Harmon, individuals that perform a little bit better on short courses are going to stand out with this particular metric. So those are the metrics this week. We'll go right into Daniel Berger, who I've highlighted as a favorite here. And we'll show that here. So Daniel Berger, different metrics say different things, but somebody that has performed well with the irons, both last 20 rounds and last 8 rounds. He's 17th in the field with his iron strokes gained approach. Another one that stands out to me, he's 4th in the field in strokes gained total at Harbor Town Golf Links. So that's a big part of why I've selected him as a long shot this week. Also good off the tee from a good drive percentage and strokes gained total. On short golf courses, he's 17th in the field. So I like his odds. He brings a lot of value this week to the tournament. So next we're going to go to a couple outsiders, so mid-tier odds. And we're going to go with Sam Burns at 35-1 and Shane Lowry at 50-1. So there's going to be a combination here with both players who did well in Augusta. Shane Lowry obviously had that rough finish at the end, shooting, I think, an 80 in the final round at the Masters. But he's been in contention not only at the Masters, but also the Florida swing. He seems like a golfer he struggled in final rounds for sure, but he's somebody that has performed well recently. So some of his metrics are going to look pretty good. So we'll start with Sam Burns again at 35 to 1. Also somebody on Sunday at Augusta who was in play. So recency bias here again, strokes gained total last 20 rounds. He's 13th in the field, 11th in the last 8 rounds, where Shane Lowry 28th and 33rd. Strokes gained approach. This is where, Burns has been dialing in his irons from the last 20 rounds to the last 8 rounds, going from 44th to 18th. And the last 8 rounds, Shane Lowry also improving from the last 20 rounds to the last 8 rounds in strokes gained approach as well. Both are we'll say okay, kind of mid-tier or a little bit better than mid-tier strokes gained total at Harbor Town Golf Links. They're pretty much identical off the tee at these type of courses. Strokes gained around the green, Sam Burns a little bit worse than Shane Lowry. I would say Shane's is a little bit unexpected. He has a very good short game, very good hands. So I don't really question his around the green skills, and then strokes gained total on short courses. Both are top 10 in the field. So I like those two at 35 to 1 and 50 to 1. All right, we'll remove those. And then finally, contenders this week, I have Russell Henley at 18 to 1 and Patrick Cantlay at 25 to 1. So we'll look at Henley and Cantlay. Henley, again, coming off a strong Masters. He was in it on the back 9 at Augusta National. He's ranked 3rd in my model. And then Patrick Cantlay ranked 5th. Cantlay is always a difficult golfer to bet on. He doesn't win a lot, but he's always around, and his advanced metrics are always, pretty good. So as we look at both these golfers, both have, we'll say, improved from the last 20 rounds, the last 8 rounds in strokes gained total. They're towards the top of the field in those categories. Russell Henley has significantly improved his iron play, strokes gained approach over the last 20 rounds. He's 26th in the field, but he's 6th in the last 8 rounds. And same thing with Patrick Cantlay. Guys that are bringing their A game towards the Masters is what we're kind of looking at here. And both players actually did quite well at the Masters. And then what stands out, especially for Patrick Cantlay, strokes gained total at Harbor Town Golf Links. He's 1st in the field. So he's done really well at this tournament in the past. I would expect the same going forward. And even Russell Henley, 8th in the field. Good drive percentage. Again, we're talking top 20, top 10 for Russell Henley. Strokes gained around the green, pretty sufficient. And strokes gained total on short courses. Russell Henley is actually 1st. And Patrick Cantlay, top 10, coming in at 8th. So those are my 5 outrights for the week. That'll really conclude what we have here. I want to mention you can follow our entire Tee to Green team at T2G Buffalo on Instagram, Twitter, and you can follow myself at Jeff Blank T2G as well, Instagram, Twitter, and you can always follow our radio show on Saturday mornings, 7 to 8 a.m. on WGR, and also the streaming platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So that'll do it for this week's episode. Enjoy the RBC Heritage, and good luck with your betting this week.